Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to Cracking a Cold One. Today this is going to be our NBA episode, and we got a good one for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started, buddy. Cheers,
Cheers,
buddy.
buddy.
Ooh, mine's like bubble.
Sticking with the sodas again.
Root beer is pretty good, man.
Oh yeah,
It's like slept on, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's like one of those drinks that are like highly slept on.
it's a soda. It's a forgotten soda.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, you throw some nice little vanilla ice cream on top of there. You got yourself a
Oh,
real
root
good.
beer float. Well,
Woo-hoo!
well,
That's
when,
classic.
so we
Classic.
we have some of them left over from the holidays, and I think I told you we were making the drink where we were making pouring root beer, and then we were topping it off with rum chata and a little shot of like whiskey. Oh my god, we used that. That's why we
Oh
had the
my
cherry Pepsi
goodness.
because that was good with it too. And obviously you can do it with the Coke if you want to, but that with the rum chata, it's basically a root beer float.
We may need to do that for our next episode.
We should. It's delicious, dude.
That sounds amazing. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. So we're actually really excited to talk about this episode today. Because there's just been a lot of just exciting things happening into the NBA. This is that time of the season, that time of the year where the excitement around the NBA starts building up because obviously NFL is starting to end.
Yeah.
Get inching closer to the NBA All Star break, which is always like a really exciting weekend. NBA All Star weekend, I think, is like one of the most slept on weekend. Like I would say All Star weekends in all of sports. The NFL has gotten better with their whole like fly football.
The
Last year
the
was like actually,
comeback.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. MLB probably has the best one. I
They
think
they
they
they do a very good job. I think I don't. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I hear they do some good things too as well.
hockey. I still watch it, but I don't watch like as much as I used to. But back in the day, they used to do like um, who had the what was it, the hardest slap shot? Like it
It was like
was
that. Then they do shots on goal. Then they do like almost like a little ops like puck.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
It was
almost it's
yeah.
almost like
The
a
NBA.
skills challenge
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a way.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So those type of things were always pretty cool. But MLB, I think MLB probably has. I mean, when the home run derby is coming around, I'm not gonna lie, like that's home run derby and slam dunk contest with 3-point contest almost go hand in hand for me.
It's pretty. No, yeah,
The
that's
home
fair.
run derby, like that in itself, is just
Well,
exciting.
especially the one thing I will say is the dunk competitions have been inconsistent the
Right, and
last so
that's
many
why I said
years.
like
Yep,
the 3-point
where you
contest
can
and the
always
home
rely on the
and
home run to be,
exactly, it's always
a
gonna be
fun
good.
time. The NBA All Star weekend when I was a kid, I look forward to it every year.
Yeah,
Me and my brothers would dedicate
that
our
whole weekend.
weekend for it, starting with the celebrity game.
Yep,
It
yep.
always started with that. Then they used to have what was the other? Rookie
The
sophomore
rookie.
game.
Yep.
Then they changed it. What was it? Isn't now American versus like foreign or something now? Or I don't know.
It's the G League.
Wait, what? They play the G League?
No, so I think it's like some players from like the G League and then the rookies as well.
Okay.
Um, and then that's like they're now like freshman,
Yeah.
sophomore type of thing. The skills challenge is still
That's what
really
I'm
really
saying. Yeah,
good. Even
skills,
like the
3 point.
the what was it, the center, because that wasn't even like they do this every single year where it's like the Spurs players.
Oh, it
It's
was
like
when
that.
they had the current player, the WNBA player,
Yes,
and then the legend or
yeah,
whatever.
because San
And
Antonio's always in it, and San Antonio's always like competing.
it was like San Antonio be like I know like Atlanta be in it a lot, maybe like
Yeah,
Toronto. They'd have different random. You're right. Spurs are always there, but I remember because Tim Duncan always had that little bank
yeah,
shot,
yeah, 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 yeah.
swing cash. I'm trying to think some of the girls. Lakers, obviously Lisa Leslie. Yeah, dude, it was
So
so
this,
good.
and yeah, and I mean, we had a little bit of an agenda, but I guess we'll just start talking about
Yeah,
the NBA
yeah,
All Star
yeah,
Weekend because since we're
yeah.
already talking about it right now. But one of the things that I'm actually really excited about, which I just have seen the NBA kind of like uh, just building the hype around it. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. But I guess Sabrina Onyascu and Steph are supposed to have a shoot off.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Tighten those things up. It's a little loose. It looks like
Yeah, that's good.
good. All
Yeah,
right.
it's just a little back.
Um, but that's like that's something that I'm really excited for because Sabrina has a shot, bro. I love the what was it? It was Steph and I don't know who the player that he was talking to, but he's like telling the player, he's like, you know who has the most three pointers in a 3 point contest? And the guy looks at him, he's like, yeah, of course, Sabrina. And he says to him, he was just like, I think me and her might need to go ahead and settle it off this year's All Star break. And he was like, well, I can go ahead and set that up. He was like, my agent is her agent, so we can go ahead and set it up.
Dude, they should.
And that's when she quoted at or she tweeted the video, and she just had like the eyes at it. She's like, let's do it,
Yeah,
or she said, lace them up. That's what she said, lace them up.
that'd be fun.
I would love that.
Yeah,
That would be
that'd be
cool.
cool.
So you would have, I guess, what with if they were to do like that. I'm assuming it would probably be like New York, L.A. Talking about like
Oh, the three.
the three players,
Yeah,
New
New
York, L.A., San Antonio. Now probably not San Antonio because there's nobody.
current. I mean, that's Wemby does it
I don't think Wemby's.
there. He needs
Yeah,
to be there
I
for a
don't.
few years. Yeah, yeah.
Well, not even that. I just don't think he probably wants to.
I mean, he'd do it.
He's had enough hype. He could do
He's
it.
gonna be there anyway for the rookie game.
True. That is true. So I mean, then that might be the case that they could still throw him out there. Houston might. Nah. Does Houston have a Nah.
Mm. I don't know if like Golden State would be in there at this point. Well, I guess you have to connect it with the WNBA teams, which I'm not thinking of right now.
So let's see if they have the schedule of events because I'm really
Do they
curious.
still even do that? I'm not sure if they even do that
Yeah.
still.
So all right, Saturday we have. Huh. Kia Skills Challenge.
I can't even remember what the name of that
Yeah,
event
I
was
don't.
called. I'll have to research that again, but I think they stopped doing it a number of years ago, which I don't know why. It was really
Yeah,
cool.
because all it says here is just the NBA. It starts at 8 o'clock. NBA Skills Challenge. Well, what's this? It's just yeah, that's just talking about the Saturday night. But yeah, NBA Skills Challenge, the 3 point contest, and the dunk contest. So they did take that out, which yeah,
Kind of lame.
that is lame, because you could go ahead and build up a nice
I mean,
little.
there's plenty of teams you could do that with. You could.
You know what they should do? They should do a mix of NBA, WNBA players and do like a East versus West.
All-star type of thing.
Yeah. So like Sabrina will probably be the point guard for the East.
What team is she on? I don't even know WNBA.
She's on the New York Liberty.
New York Liberty. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So she would be the point guard for the East. Shooting guard, who would you say? Jason Tatum?
That's fair. Halliburton.
Actually, no. Yeah, you can throw Halliburton at the two, and then the three you can do. Actually, so yeah, at the three you can do Jason Tatum, Brianna Stewart at the four, and Joel at the five. Oh my gosh, that's a squad. That is a squad right there. That would be amazing. But yeah, so this is going to be the whole NBA thing is going to the NBA All Star Weekend is going to be good. So let's actually look at
What's the week? What's the actual date of that?
so the date is well starts Friday, February 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the All Star Celebrity Game and then Jordan Rising Stars. Let's see if there's some information on Jordan Rising Stars because to your point, well, okay, never mind. I guess there's not. I don't really know, understand. That's right. They do the same exact thing like the new format now with the All Star Weekend, which I completely forgot how they do it. Where it's like first quarter they go up, they played I think the 24
Or is it 81?
or 81.
Is
I
it? Yeah, I know what you're talking
we
about.
gotta figure that one out.
The Chris Paul made those rules, right? It was like something for Kobe.
Yeah,
Is it just that they? Isn't it just that they score as much as they can? They add them together, and then the last one's like the first one to.
brother, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so let's talk about let's talk about the players that made the conference.
Starters.
So
Yeah.
I'll do the East, and you can go ahead and tell everybody the West. So we have for the East, we have Giannis, Joel, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum. And then for the West,
LeBron, Luca, Kevin Durant, Shea, and Jokic, which pretty standard, probably what it should be.
well, the Shea one is this his first time being a starter?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I don't even know. Was he an All Star last year?
I think like that's something to be said because even with Halliburton, I mean, both of him and Shea are first time starters.
Yeah, that's
So
huge.
kudos to them.
Yeah.
SGA's deserved it. I mean, that hasn't been a debate at all. I think everybody has a love for SGA in his way that he plays the game.
Well, people have been saying he's could be in the conversation for MVP right now too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, dude, they're second in the West.
Are they second? Earlier this week they were first.
Oh, really? I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus
they were
Christ.
first in the West earlier this week. So looking at the NBA standings, right now as we're speaking, yeah, they are number one right now. They're tied for number one with the Timberwolves,
Wow.
but they have, I guess, the tiebreaker right now, so they are technically number one. Um,
Clippers on their trail a little bit. Denver.
yeah, the West is pretty.
That top four, that's what's going to be. Maybe Phoenix starts closing in too, but
If Phoenix starts turning things around, I mean, Dallas is also another one where Luca he can always put that team on their back, and then they could end up winning several games back to back. But no, to your point, I think that top four is going to be it. It's going to be the Thunder, Timberwolves, Clippers, Nuggets. Um,
yeah.
I think with the East, there's going to be definitely a lot of shifts. The Pacers at six, I think they definitely improve and they get up. I think they squeak up into the top five. And I think the Knicks also. I think the Cavs fall down to six. And I think the Knicks take four, and Pacers move up to five.
Yeah, I'd almost argue that Cleveland falls to seven. Well,
Yeah, with
be-
the Heat, with the
with the
Heat.
Heat now, with Rozier, I think all three of those teams, I don't know what order, but I think they all slide up. And
Yeah,
unless Cleveland makes a move to really, uh, uplift their team. I mean, I'm not saying they haven't been playing good ball, but I just feel like,
they're a regular season team. They're not built for the
yeah, it
playoffs,
doesn't
and
seem like they have the like
even
it's
when they get closer to the playoffs, they haven't had the best.
camaraderie. Like I just feel like they don't
Yeah,
play together enough at times. Like Donovan doesn't seem like he wants to be there, dude. He just, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't think
isn't he
it's
the one who orchestrated the whole trade to go there?
well, he wanted to go to like Miami, I think. He was like or New York or something.
Okay.
And then I mean, I don't think he was not open to going there, but I mean, it's a good situation. I think there's something missing. Something got to be
Hmm.
tweaked there. I don't know what would be the move, but I just think all three of those teams have done something to make them better.
Yeah.
And Cleveland, they've been the same team kind of for the last year and
Yeah.
a half. So
The Pacers are the team that I mean I talked to you about this already before we started the pod. I think that's the one team that can give a lot of teams a run for their money. They're a young team. Um, they still have to start building a little bit more of that rapport together.
hmm
Obviously now with Pascal being there, that's a new addition. So, but I still think that that's a team that if they have if they're all firing on the right cylinders, on all cylinders, I should say, um, they could go up on people by 20, 30 points and sustain that lead. So that's a team that's going to be it's going to be good to watch. But the Knicks as well. I mean, with now OG over there, Jalen Brunson's is doing. I did not think Jalen Brunson. I said this already before. I'll say it again. Jalen Brunson, I knew was going to be good. I did not know he was going to be this good
Oh no,
with the Knicks.
no, no, no. I didn't think so either.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought his obviously his level of play would be better, his stats would be better, but like
I
we were
mean his
talking,
stats are the same as Dame.
maybe
That's not bad. You
we were
can't be
talking about that he could have been
a
the
starter.
starter, and no one,
He'll be an all star for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know, no one, but no one would have batted an eye if he's having a phenomenal season.
Yeah,
I think he, at least right now, he definitely is their guy,
yeah,
and then they have good pieces around him.
yeah.
Um, they're well coached. Knicks are going to be a tough team. All three of those teams are going to. I think that top six. You know, obviously the Celtics, Milwaukee, and Sixers, and them. That for
Well, let's take out Cleveland. Let's put the Heat in there.
that's what I'm saying.
That top six is dangerous.
Yeah,
Celtics, Bucks, Sixers,
it's
Heat, Knicks, Pacers. That's dangerous.
that's some fire. That's some heavy hitters right there. And I think we talked about earlier. I think even more now, the East is definitely far superior to the West as a
Right.
whole. Yeah, yeah,
But that also brings me to this conversation of like I think it's good for the Sixers. Listen, everybody wants. I mean, not everybody, but everybody that's at least a Sixers fan wants them obviously to get past the second round. But we clearly want them to. We want to see them, win a championship. That's the end goal, of course. With the amount of competition that they have in the East, I think that fares well for them to help them prepare for the playoffs. Mind you, Nick Nurse is a big difference as well from compared to like last year and the years before, but um, that's going to be I think that's going to help us out. It's just the level of competition this year in the East compared over to the West, especially. I'm looking at the West, and now, yeah, I would say the Thunder are a team that would give us a run for their money because they're they play really fast.
they,
They're really really good.
oh, yep.
Um, but I don't think anybody on that team can stop Joel. So I don't even think they can contain Joel. So
No,
the Timberwolves, we've played them already earlier this year. We saw how that went. Um, I still think that we could, in a 7 game series, I think we would take it against them. The really only two teams that I'm looking at over here that are like, damn, they would definitely be a tough matchup is the Clippers and Nuggets in a 7 game matchup.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's
I I think the best path for the Sixers, if they can get that number 2 seed, I think that's a great path.
yeah,
Two or and above here. If they don't have to go through, because like we were saying, if one of those three teams are the 6 seed right now, they'd be playing them in the first round.
yep,
So if they can end up playing Cleveland, Orlando, Chicago, Atlanta, anyone like that, that's a great first round matchup for them.
yep. All right. What's going on here? But I think we're good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yep.
All right. So keeping everything going. Moving on from All Star Weekend. Let's talk about. Um, let's actually before we go into Monday night, that our fun Monday night. Let's talk about the firing of Griffin and hiring a Doc over there in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Very shocking. I understand that there there was some rumors that I guess that he's not a player's coach, that a lot of those players weren't like a fan of him. He, I guess, said after the whole play-in tournament that they were going to have to go ahead and learn how to sacrifice.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, I, what are your thoughts on the firing?
Yeah, from what I heard, it sounds like the locker room was a little bit of a mess, is what it sounds like. I, I, it had to have been bad. There has to have been something, like, basically, it must have been like Giannis went to them and was like, get this motherfucker out of
Yeah.
here. Because they're second in the East.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were playing decent basketball. I mean, other than that, other than character, locker room, presence, he was doing everything right, it seems like.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, and it's even funny that Doc got the job because Doc was consulting him and things like that. And then it's just like, dude, you're such an ass. Then you come in here and just let's take the job. Like, now, granted, I mean, they have championship champions on their team,
Hmm.
right? So some of the like things you said probably didn't rub them the right way. I mean, um, him being a first time head coach, it's not like he's some elite coach coming
Hmm.
in there trying to instill, past wisdom, and not to take anything away from him.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's not a good coach or anything, but
yeah,
you get my point. Um, so it must have just been it must have been a bad situation, man.
yeah. I thought it. I mean, it must have been a bad situation, and then when it's a bad situation, you got to do what you got to do. But depending on what it is,
It had to be honest. It had to have been.
if it's just a Giannis that he's upset because of how Griffin's treating his brother or anything like that, it's like, dude, that you're a coward. Just like, just suck it up. But this is all just speculation once
Right,
again
right. Nah,
because there's
I'm
all
sure there's
these.
much more to that. But on that note, real quick, he is such a bad NBA player.
He is, and I don't understand
He should not
how
be on a roster.
it's how it's allowed for him to still be on the roster or how they've continued to re-sign him. Like, I guess that they're trying to go ahead and do like a whole Brooke Lopez and like BS, but it's like, come on now, stop. They're not the Lopez brothers. Like
Oh, well,
they're
Robin at least is serviceable. I
exactly
mean,
that's that, but that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, on what's called Giannis, whatever
Yeah,
his name is. He's
he can't play. You
not
can't
like
play him.
no. He's completely like.
I said, I said to
Isn't their
Anthony,
youngest brother on the Sixers or was on the Sixers
he
G League
was. I
team?
saw him play before at
Yeah,
what were they before the Blue Coats, the 87ers or whatever.
yeah, 87ers. Yep.
No, I remember. I mean, all those guys are just athletic freaks. And I said to Anthony, I said, Giannis reminds me just like that guy at the Y that's playing pickup ball that's super athletic but can do nothing with the ball.
Yeah,
That's why I seen him.
yeah, yeah. He just is hysterical. But no, I mean, listen, it's gonna be hilarious. For us to go ahead and see
If we
Doc later on this year because guess what? When he comes into Philly, you're gonna hear all of that, and he's just gonna get like this is going to be, I think, it's almost gonna be similar to when Ben Simmons came back.
if we play them in the playoffs and we don't beat Doc, oh my god. I don't know. That would be really tough pill to swallow. Do I think we will? Yes, I think that that's almost a good thing for us
Right.
now.
His we know how he coaches. At least the Sixers know how he coaches, so they I think they would be able to go ahead and yeah, no, I think they'd be fine.
I wouldn't be worried.
Not worried about that at all. All right, let's talk about our boy.
Jojo.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. Such an amazing guy to first off to just have the ability to be playing basketball. Like you're a freak of nature in size and the way that you move on the court, Joel, is it's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. So Monday night, Degs and I, with our other friend Greg, we went to the Sixers Spurs game and got to witness Joel's career night: 70 points,
Yeah.
18 rebounds, 6 assists.
Just an all-time game. It was kind of it got to a point where you just couldn't believe it was happening.
How did you feel about it? Talk to me. What were your, like? What was going through your head?
Well,
How did you
once
feel like being there? Like all
it
of that.
it
Like
was the coolest sporting experience I think I've ever had. Minus maybe being at playoff games and
yeah,
things like that. I mean, it was pure dominance,
yeah,
and we not only that, like, but we had great seats. We were fourth row. We were up close and personal. I mean, those guys, we got to see how big they really are, their size. Wemby an alien. He does not look real.
Yeah.
But Joe, when you see him like catching the ball in the post, and then you just like you see how strong he is on TV, but then seeing it in person, people like Zach Collins and Wemby and company just trying to guard him. It was a marvel. Like it's something that we won't see from a big probably for a while. Just the way this the pure dominance. I mean, he could score anywhere at will. 21 from 23 from the line. That foul line mid range jumper. I mean, he had to make at least a dozen of them.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. That's so much like a mix of Kobe and Dirk. And I am not sitting there like when people watch when you watch Joel at that free throw line when he's about to, and we're talking about when like not when he's fouled, but like when he's literally about to go ahead and do a mid range jumper, right? He does this jab step, and he does it like twice, right? And that's obviously to try to get them to bait onto smacking his hand, and he's
Mm-hmm.
going to get the foul that way, right? And I love it because then he does the swing and goes up on the one leg just like Dirk
Mm-hmm.
and Cash all the time. That was like when I would see it on TV, I'm like, ah, here we go, Joel, another one trying to go ahead and get the foul. I got to see it in a different light,
Yeah.
in a different appreciation. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's
that's deadly.
it's an art. Yeah.
Yes, the way that
Yeah.
he can just continue to do it because
Yeah.
it's almost like every player knows what he's going to do. As soon as he gets the ball and he stops,
Well, dude,
if
it's
he stops and squares up with you, oh Lord, you better go ahead and pray to Jesus and every single saint that you can think of up there because you're gonna need all the help you can to try to stop that man.
well, he's so automatic from there, but he makes you choose. Are you going to protect the paint
Yeah,
and stay back on him and
yeah,
try to just get there with a hand in his face,
yeah.
or are you going to commit to the top of the key, up close and personal, and risk him getting to the hoop?
Right.
Right? It's deadly, man. I mean,
It's
he's playing the best. I mean, he was an MVP last year. I thought personally, obviously we're biased.
yeah,
He definitely should have won. He's running circles around that year last year,
yeah,
man. He's
yeah.
just even better.
He's improved. The one thing that I said to Deggs on Monday when I was watching him out there, once again, not saying that he's like this player or he is this player, but very much LeBron esque, where he was like he could do anything at will on that court. It was at one point that he was calling for the ball. Zach Collins is on him, and he's literally holding the ball in the air, palmed it, just holding it and just swinging it up in the air, like just looking for somebody that's open, like to go ahead and pass it to. And it's just like because he's mind you, that's cocky. He's being cocky because he's like, I know you ain't gonna go ahead and try to take this ball out of
Yeah,
my hand.
yeah. You do. I'm going right to the hoop.
Yeah. But even I would say, listen, that was a great matchup with him and Wemby. Wemby, scored 40. Wemby did have a nasty wraparound layup on Embiid.
Yeah, Wemby looked good.
And Wemby looked good,
Yeah,
but that was JoJo's night.
that was a welcome to the league moment on the defensive end for Wemby.
Yeah, yeah, and I kept on telling, hey Wemby, you're soft, and mind you, I know he's not soft, but just had to give him the old Philly treatment. So let's go ahead and I want to actually have everybody hear real time this stadium.
I mean, once he got to what would you say, like 55?
50. I actually have a video when he hit 54, and it was the third quarter, and I'm like,
It was like
okay,
every bucket. Then every fan couldn't be more engaged. They
yeah,
were just like another one again,
another one, yep,
again.
another one, another, and then when he hit 60, now mind you, I didn't know that that was actually his career high,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I see it on the screen, and I'm like, oh shit, he hit 60, and I'm like, wait, damn, we got like 8 minutes left.
yeah.
He's about to continue, and it was like at one point that because he didn't even look up. I mean, maybe I don't remember. Maybe they announced that he had 60 and it was his career high when he was at the free throw line. Because that's no,
Mhm. Mhm.
that's when he had 60 was when he went to the free throw line. It wasn't until he had 65 that he sat on the bench, and that's when I saw him look up at the screen, and he goes in, and then that's when he's like, give me the
Yeah.
ball, give me,"
Yeah.
because he's now like, I'm trying to hit
Yeah.
70,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Of
as soon
course.
as he got 70, they were like, all right, get out
Yeah.
of there, like
Yeah.
we don't need you in there no more.
Yeah. Now it was I we got lucky. We were there, got to see it by chance, but it's something I'll never forget.
I'm never deleting that video.
One of the
It's
coolest.
a beautiful sight to see. Cheers to you, Greg, for taking
For
us
taking
to the game,
Yeah.
and cheers to you, Joel.
Good man. Yeah, that was awesome. And we can also say we saw Wemby the first time he ever came to Philly.
That is true. That is true. Do you want to talk about that, or you don't? I don't know if I really want to.
I
I mean,
mean,
we can.
real quick.
All right. Yeah, we had Luca the other night.
So Luca
Goes for 73.
goes for 73.
Actually, let's talk about
Cat
the
went for
other idiots.
65, and then Booker went for 62. This all happened this whole week.
Yep.
Um,
No, Cat has 62.
who Cat 62? The Woods name 65? Well, I thought one, or they both at 62.
They might
60
have they
something.
might have had they might have both had, I know Cat for sure had 62.
Booker and Cat they lost
Yep.
in those outings.
Mavs
Doncic got
won.
got the win.
Yeah.
Um, we talked about it. I mean, I think it's quite the coincidence that
Well,
it all happened the same week that Embiid did it first. But
very much so.
um, it
But I told you and I speculated how I was like I woke
yeah
up on Tuesday morning and I see KD's press conference where they were talking to him about, oh, you know, Joel had 70, and as soon as he said Joel had 70, KD's like, God damn. And
yeah
and
yeah
and the reporter continues, he's like, yeah, and Cat has 62. And KD didn't really react to that. When I heard the reporter said Cat has 62, I'm like, Minnesota played at home. Pretty sure the game started after the Sixers game. Somebody caught wind of that and probably told Cat, right? Once again, I'm speculating, just speculating. This is like at freaking 6:30 in the morning. It was later on that day that I see on Instagram that it came out that the players were asking the coaches at halftime about where was Joel at, and they wanted to help Cat go ahead and exceed that. Kudos to you guys for trying to go ahead and help Cat
yeah
to
yeah.
to have a great night. But jokes on you guys, karma is a mother.
Can't forfeit the win for that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing for you guys to lose to one of the worst teams in the league. Um, it was that was just an embarrassment. Charlotte is not a good team, and
No, they're
the
not.
fact that they lost to Charlotte and Minnesota's looked at as one of the best teams in the league, like
Yeah.
that was disgusting. But now
Yeah.
Luca had an amazing game,
Yeah. Tip
man.
my hat to him.
73.
But we're I think we're in a league now. It's a very offensive league, and we have some really talented players,
Yeah,
and
we got to
we might
appreciate it.
see it more and more.
We have to appreciate it and not. I think this is the time where we got to stop like throwing dirt on these guys that how great they are offensively and talking about, oh, got the good old days with defense. Like, no, defense is good. Defense, I always think wins championships too. But at the same time, these guys are just
There's
amazing.
still something to be said about that. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
we gotta appreciate what we have in front of us for right now.
so 270s, 260s, all in a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
get
an
the
amazing.
win,
All
but
listen,
that's amazing.
all in the same week of Kobe's passing.
I know, and it definitely probably there's probably a little magic in the air that
Because that was this Joel's
well
was the
yesterday,
hot the anniversary of Kobe's 81.
yeah, yesterday I was seeing I saw the clip of like all the videos how they stopped,
Hmm.
and it's crazy. It's been 4 years, man.
It still doesn't feel real.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Probably you the same way. Like there's always clips of him coming up with just in interviews and stuff like after basketball, and I mean it sucks, man. He was a wise individual,
Yeah,
one of a kind. Definitely one of my favorite players to ever
I say
touch
it
the
all the
court.
time, and I will stand 10 toes on this. Is that Kobe Bryant has to be in the conversation before LeBron when it comes to the greatest of all time. I understand LeBron, his stats. LeBron has played so many years, has done so many great things. But come on, Kobe won 5 rings. Kobe essentially was Michael Jordan for us. Um,
He was our Jordan.
so I love the conversations and the debates, but I'm like, nah, you can't have this debate
He's my number two. Also,
before talking
he's
about
my two.
Kobe.
It's Jordan and him for
Yeah.
me. Yeah,
Um, last thing to tie things up today. We got Sixers versus Nugs tonight.
yeah.
It's going to be a good game. You know, both MVPs against each other again.
I always
But
love
now
that
we're
matchup.
back in their home.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts?
I
We got our three. We
yeah.
got Toby, Tyrese, and Joel playing, so we're good.
I think it's usually always a close game
Yeah.
between us. I think that we'll get a good showing from the bigs. I think
Spreads 5.5 plus 5.5 for the Sixers.
plus 5.5. I think I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the spread. I think they're either win if they lose, maybe by like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Um, I think, yeah, I think both the bigs gonna have maybe 25, 30 plus each, double double each. I think really in these matchups, I think it comes down to the guard play, right?
hmm
Last time I think Maxi got the best of Murray.
Maxi had 26 last time. Murray had 18. I have Maxi having 20 points again today.
Yeah,
I just think that his speed is unguardable almost.
I think the Sixers take him.
Yeah.
I said this to you before. I said the way the Sixers are built right now really reminds me of what the team was last year for Denver.
Right.
And they're Denver the East, and I just think they're a little stronger right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Sixers tonight.
Yeah. I'm loving it. Pat Bev's back, so shout out to you, Pat. We need to go ahead and chat with you because
We need to connect.
we need to connect. You and Roan. You and Roan. But now this is going to be a great NBA weekend. We're excited for what's to come with the All Star Week coming up. Yeah, we're right in the thick of things of the NBA. So be prepared for more content.
We'll
We'll
be
be
more.
back to our normal or our regular scheduled program next week with some good old surfies maybe,
Yep.
or maybe we'll actually no. Let's well, let's bring a surfy back for at least one of them, and then we might mix a little mixed drink or something like
Yeah.
that.
We'll
Who
figure it
knows?
out.
Surprise, surprise. But cheers, guys. Hope you all have a great weekend. Per usual. If you ain't doing anything, go ahead and crack a cold one, baby.